Rare and monumental is what you call the joining of forces of sought-after contemporary artists Marc Reyes and Sid Natividad for two simultaneous but blended art exhibitions. And to tell us more, joining us live are the people who helped bring this one-of-a-kind art experience to life, the Annext founder Prim Paypon and Art Underground Gallery manager Deseree Mapandi. Good morning, guys.
Morning.
All right, you raised some eyebrows. Monumental. Monumental? I mean, do we mean that in a literal sense, or is this hyperbole? I mean, is it large-scale art? Why are we saying monumental? It really is quite important, though.
Yes, yes to all aspects. In terms of scale, in terms of having to put together two of our best contemporary artists.
Yeah.
So we actually call it rare and monumental also because of the nature of the creation.
Yeah.
This is the first DOT National Office funded art exhibition for contemporary artists. Also, we stage it at the very lucrative and very monumental National Museum of Natural History.
Right, so this is quite literally monumental in that sense. I want to ask though, I mean, what inspired the Annext initiative? This is short for Alternative Nest for Next Rising and Emerging Artists. It's quite a lofty ideal to find these people and sort of bring them to the fore.
Well, I've been an art collector for almost 20 years now, and an independent art creator for almost 14 years. And I think there is so much talk about art tourism, and I think that's our humble way of contributing to that aspect.
Yeah.
A lot of countries have been recognizing and really affirming the creative and global talent of Filipino artists. But here in the Philippines, we also lack platforms that would give you innovative, multisensorial, and highly immersive art curation, and I think that's the forte of the Annex.
Sure, but I mean, we've got the artists, we've got the talent, we've got venues like the very beautiful National Museum. I love the way it's sort of been done up. So it really is just putting all of these elements together, the same way that we might travel to Singapore for an art exhibit or really art tourism, as you said, bring people in to see what we have to offer. Deseree, let's talk about this exhibit. How did it come to life from conceptualization to the actual execution?
Marc Reyes and Sid Natividad are really sought after artists by Art Underground and Isabel Art Gallery. And when we were tapped by Sir Prim to be part of this project and together with DOT, we really had close to, I think, 7-8 months to really conceptualize everything. It's pretty amazing that both artists did not see each other's works for that duration.
And I think it's interesting in that sense because I mean you have this contrast, these two the standalone exhibits that actually like we said exhibit together and are separate but are blended in that sense. Let's first talk about the exhibit of Marc Reyes, another exhibit, AN in parentheses. What's so captivating about his work?
Marc is known for his minimal approach in portraiture. It's really a vast a blank negative space around that subject. It's beautiful because it comfortably hugs the subject at the middle of his artwork. And he's also known for really bringing the audience to a state of reverie. And I think that's the beauty of the concept made for the Annex rendition, wherein the passage of time is being talked about. The passage of time is highlighted. And Marc is able to highlight and acknowledge what the other is with this series. May it be a being, may it be an individual, a remnant of the past. And it speaks really strongly, yet calmly. It's that juxtaposition, that contrast is beautifully played in the artworks.
Right. And these are works that were curated for and gathered for this exhibit, or were these works that were created specifically with this exhibit in mind?
Specifically for the exhibition. As mentioned by Des earlier, both artists never join us for an inclusive meeting.
Is that on purpose? Is that on purpose?
That was actually on purpose.
Separate, yeah?
Just because, one, people, especially the art collectors, didn't really anticipate that both artists can actually come up with a very collaborative parallel exhibition. And I think that was the curiosity why a lot of people went during the opening reception.
Yeah, I think it's like inviting chefs, from different disciplines to come together, and they come up with a meal that sort of just really blows everybody's minds. And this exhibit has done that. It's ongoing. It's been very well received, as you pointed out. I want to talk about Sid Natividad's work. It's called Sentiment Debris. What's the story behind his work and the collection of pieces that are in his exhibit?
Okay, so the briefing for both artists is to actually talk about their personal histories and how these histories evolve over time. So we kind of wanted to capture how the passing of time influences a person.
Yeah.
So in Sid Natividad's exhibition, it's very introspective. He had to spend weeks trying to collect memorabilia that would remind him of very monumental phases of his life.
Right.
He's actually a diver. So for the first time in his career, he actually painted waters. But this time around, not just the dynamism of water, but also waters that reflect objects and persons that shaped his life.
Right, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of objects that are biographical objects that
Yeah.
sort of describe who he is, who we are, and
Yeah.
really sort of are, I don't know, bookmarks important chapters in your life and your development. Very interesting concept. I'd love to come and see the show. It's running for a very short time though. Don't miss the opportunity. It's already open. Let's give them the details of where people can catch this.
They could catch the exhibitions at the National Museum of Natural History. It's going to be run until December 10th, and it's open for the museum hours.
And this is the first project of 2 galleries and the Annex with the Department of Tourism headed by Secretary Cristina Frasco.
Right, and in the beautiful National Museum, I
Yes.
can really sort of imagine that central double helix, central feature, and it's a perfect, what do you call this, way to describe what's going on here.
Yes.
You've got 2 sort of separate
Right.
DNAs and identities sort of coming together and blending.
It
So
will
it's
make you a
very
prouder
exciting.
Filipino when you see when you see the
Absolutely.
show.
Okay, I'll be there. Sounds
Thank you.
fantastic. Thank you so much, Prim and Deseree, for joining us this morning here on New Day.